Good evening. Little do many know that I actually started out loving horror. It was my father, my late father, before his passing, who got me into science fiction. And he was a total nerd. He was one of those people that I lovingly call daywalkers like myself, which we are super nerdy on the inside, but we have enough social graces to actually pass for quote unquote normal. But my dad was like that. And so he would always just go crazy for like Star Trek and Star Wars, any kind of strange science fiction, obscure science fiction was his thing, though not many knew that. Well, my first book that I read actually was Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? And that's when he showed me before his passing Blade Runner, right? And I was like, who is this? And so Philip K. Dick was my first addiction. And then I went to Asimov. And as I grew, I kind of balanced my love for horror, John Carpenter, Stephen King, Dean Koontz, as well as my love for science fiction. I didn't really get into fantasy much. So before I moved to LA, some old Texas friends of mine gave me this book when they saw that I was really deep into reading science fiction. And they said, hey, you might like this. You really will like this. Because since you read the classics, here's a science fiction twist on it. And so tonight, with this fine scotch that I'm drinking, I'm going to read a segment of Larry Niven and Jerry Pournelle's Inferno. Classic. Very hard to get, but such a good read. Page 146. Cadillacs belong in hell. There's something about the car that rots the driver's brain. Every time some damn fool has almost gotten me wrecked by running a red light or jumping lanes or parking where no car ought to be, said idiot has been driving a Cadillac. There had to be Cadillacs in hell. And if we'd captured one of those, we'd be riding in air-conditioned comfort instead of riding a fender and slapping fireflakes. Clusters of souls danced frenetically on the blazing sand. Some stopped, amazed, to watch us pass. A couple of times Corbett tooted the horn at them. He was cursed for his trouble. But he wasn't mocking them. There was nothing he could do. I called across the low hood to Benito. Who are they? Benito was busy tearing burning junk out of his hair. They sinned against nature, he yelled back. What does that mean? Unnatural love. Man for man, woman for woman. Man for sheep, woman for vibrator. Poor bastards. I wondered about the gay couple who owned the house next door to mine. Quiet neighbors, friendly middle-aged people, like any married couple without children. Were they here?